What if a president could fire anyone he wanted, including the people supposed to keep him in check? What if the citizenship you were born with could be taken away, based on where your parents came from? These are not hypothetical questions. The US Supreme Court is deciding them right now. This week, the United States Supreme Court is in what legal experts call the June rush, the final sprint of its annual term, when the justices save their most explosive, most consequential rulings for last. And this year, the docket is unlike anything seen in a generation. The remaining decisions, expected to within days, cover disputes over immigration policy, independent federal agencies, and election rules, with potential consequences that could ripple through the political landscape ahead of this year's midterm. Let's break down exactly what's at stake. Case 1. Can the president fire anyone? Among the remaining cases are disputes over Trump's attempts to fire officials at the Federal Reserve and the Federal Trade Commission, testing long-standing limits that require a president to show cause before removing the leaders of independent agencies. The FTC commissioner in question, Rebecca Slaughter, ironically a woman Trump himself appointed in his first term, he fired her in his second. If the court sides with Trump, he and every future president will able to fire at will. The leaders of previously independent agencies, economists, and business leaders have called the prospect alarming, particularly when it comes to the Federal Reserve's independence. Case 2. Birthright citizenship. One of the most closely watched rulings will decide the fate of Trump's attempt to limit birthright citizenship. The 14th Amendment guaranteed that most people born on US soil are automatically American citizens. Lower courts have blocked the policy, finding it likely unconstitutional. If the justices allow the order to take effect, it could overturn more than a century of precedent. Case 3. Mass deportation already authorized. Just last week, the Supreme Court's conservative majority already delivered Trump two significant wins, ruling 6-3 that the president can end temporary protected status of hundreds of thousands of Haitian and Syrian nationals, paving the way to effectively remove more than 1 million people from the US. Liberal Justice Sonia Sotomayor was so disturbed by the decision that she took the rare, symbolic step of reading her dissent aloud from the bench. Justice Alito then publicly retorted, stunning court observers, and there's more. The court is set to rule on whether states can ban transgender athletes from girls' schools sports teams, on whether mail-in ballots must arrive by election day, on campaign finance limits in a case directly involving Vice President J.D. Vance. Earlier this term, the court already delivered a major rebuke of Trump, striking down his sweeping global tariffs in February, which prompted him to lash out at the court and disparage the justice who ruled against him. So the relationship between the president and his court is complicated, contentious, and about to get even more defining. The Supreme Court is not just deciding legal cases this week, it is deciding what kind of country America will be for the next decade or maybe longer. These aren't abstract rulings, they affect citizenship, they affect jobs, they affect who gets to vote and how. They affect whether any institution in America can truly check presidential power. Stay with RedDot. We'll break every ruling the moment it drops. Follow the channel, share this video. This is exactly the kind of news that gets buried, and it should not be.